Welcome all to this meeting where I'm going to talk about a very important topic, which is very relevant for all the holistic health coaches, yoga teachers. So, let me reveal the name of the topic by sharing my screen here now. So, the name of the topic is, if you are a yoga teacher, how do you overcome fears, doubts, and challenges? For this is for all new online yoga teachers who want to go online. In addition to that, it is also applicable to people who are in the holistic health space. If you are an Ayurveda doctor, homeopathy doctor, naturopathy doctor, you are a physiologist, psychologist, physiotherapist, or you are any healer. So this is all relevant to you because any new thing is a bit scary, and I understand that. So let's delve into this starting in this meeting. So what all fears you will see when you want to become an online yoga teacher? First is fear of technology. And we will go through this one by one and then deep dive into each one of them, understand which is also a fear for you, and then see how do we overcome that. This game of wanting to go online and impact many people and double your income is basically starts with all here. So what do I mean this? What do I mean by this? It is something where you have to first work on your inner engineering. You have to first rewire your brain to so that you should tell yourself that you are going to be successful. Only then you will put in efforts to become successful. So today we'll exactly reveal to you how to go about this game altogether. So let's take point by point. Let's look at fear of technology. Now, in the chat box, I want you to respond if you feel that this is one of your fears. The first fear that you will see is education and training when it comes to technology. What I've seen in most of my students here is I don't know technology. Technology is something which I am already 50, I'm already 60. I don't know how to learn new technology. This is the first and the most basic fear that anybody who wants to go online will have. My suggestion to that is enroll into online courses, join webinars and workshops. So why does enrolling into courses help? Because the old way of learning, where you would go to college till you are 12th standard and then you go to degree and then you are taught something and you do the same thing for your entire life, that those are the days that are gone. Now is the day when you will have to learn every quarter, every 6 months, then implement it and then learn something new. Things are changing very, very fast. So it is all about continual education. You have to enroll into courses, you have to enroll into programs. So Holistic Health Society is one such example for all of you. If you wish, you want to learn how to go online, then we teach you how to go online by giving you videos, tutorials, by pushing you into taking action through the 4-week challenge. So that's the first step. If you are fearing, if you're already in Holistic Health Society, you are at the right place. The second thing is practice and familiarity. So what happens is when we start going online, the first thing is we don't know how to set up camera, how to set up the mic, where should I place myself in the background so that I'm totally visible. If you go too far away, your voice or your sound is not heard in the camera. If you're too near, then your full body is not visible in the camera. All these are challenges which a first time online yoga teacher faces. So to overcome that, you have to start using tools. You have to start seeing, experimenting with your own camera and experimenting with your mic, experimenting with somebody saying that, okay, how am I visible if I'm in front of the camera? Where should I move? Where should I set up my mat? So all these are very, very important. And it is important to set up test class runs. What are test class runs? You ask a friend or a colleague or somebody in this community itself, you ask them saying that I want to do a test run at 4 o'clock this evening. Can you please help me? So the test run might go for 10-15 minutes, then it'll be better. Just look at people who are within this community. For example, if somebody has been taking a yoga class for the last 2 years, 3 years, they have taken yoga class one-on-one, one to many, invite them and then say that, can you please help me test this? So that is called as test run. So if you have that fear that whether am I visible or not, you should do the test runs. Now let's come to technical support. Now, one of the ways you can do is seeking online forums. And main thing is there are a lot of these online forums, Google groups, Facebook groups where you can join, and they will be talking about the same challenges they are facing. Holistic Health Society is one of that community. You can join Holistic Health Society's Facebook group, and you will get your questions answered by others in this community. But most important is look for a mentor. Look for a mentor who has been there, done that. He might have struggled with technology, but he or she has overcome that. Look at such a person, and then you will be able to smoothly sail in through the boat of technological fears. So that was the first point that I wanted to tell you is fear of technology. So if I were to summarize, start small with technology, use somebody who can do a test run with you, practice daily with the tools. If Google Meet is one of the tools that you're using, make sure that you practice it every day. Make sure that if Zoom is a tool, use it every day. Make sure if Canva is a tool, then use it every day. So this way you become more and more familiar. So comment in the comment section below in the chat if you understood fear of technology, FT. Comment FT in the chat box if your fear is fear of technology. Great. Now, let's move to the second and the most challenging point is self-doubt and confidence issues. So what are these self-doubt and confidence issues? The issues like, I'm not good, whether can I make it up, whether will people come to my sessions, will it be something where I am just there and then nobody joins in the session, what happens then? Or if I just have one participant in my class, will I be able to still take class? What happens to my self-esteem? What happens to my motivation? So these doubts will keep coming in your mind. And for that, you have to first, as I said, rewire yourself. Now, how do we rewire that? Let me tell you how do you rewire yourself with changing your beliefs. The first thing is positive affirmations. So daily affirmation practice and visualization techniques. So how does this work? In the morning, in a diary, or in your own words, tell it loud that you are going to be successful. You're working towards being successful. You're working towards helping hundreds and thousands of people become healthy. Now, if the question is whether will I be successful, then these doubts start coming. But when you start thinking from your perspective, the perspective of your beneficiaries, your students are beneficiaries, your patients are beneficiaries. When you start thinking from their perspective, it is not all about you, it is about them. How well are you able to support them is the question. So my friends, if this is a challenge, self-doubt is a challenge, then always think from the perspective of their uh, participants, and also look at daily visualizations. What are visualization technique? Visualization technique is a very, very powerful technique where you close your eyes in the morning or before going to bed, visualize yourself successful. Visualize yourself conducting a yoga class where there are 35 students in the class. Visualize yourself in a yoga room where the capacity is 15 people and all 15 mats are occupied and there's a waiting list for people to join you. So when you start visualization, your self-belief improves. You become much more inclined towards putting that action and making sure that you are successful. So that is positive affirmations. Second is self-development. How do you do it? Regular teaching practice and feedback from trusted peers. So what is regular teaching practice? one of my community member here, we discussed that you will have to invest time initially to call each of your friend, your neighbor, your people whom you know in your family and friends, and invite them to your yoga class. Why it has to be done? Because you need people with whom you experiment. You need to first take few classes. That is when you will be conversant with how to conduct classes in a larger group. So the first part is always about taking teaching practice. You have to take 5 classes, 10 classes, and you start becoming better and better. And always have people who are part of your trusted network. Who are these trusted network? It could be your spouse, your child, your neighbor, your old friend, your well-wisher, your classmate. So all these are friends, and they will help you to make sure that they give you a genuine feedback to you, so that you can rely on that feedback, work on yourself, and then get back to be a successful yoga teacher. Now, the other thing that I will talk about is the small wins. What is celebrating small wins? If my goal is to have, let's say, 25 students in my class, but then if you keep yourself saying that I will only celebrate when I have 25 people, it'll take a very long time. If you look from a NLP perspective, it talks about small wins that you celebrate. And once you celebrate those small wins, the chemical changes that happen in the body will motivate you to take big actions. Big actions need big motivation. But if you keep taking small actions and getting motivated every day, when you look back and see that in the last 3 months, oh my God, I have learned so much. I have come so long. Even having that, the first 2 participants in a class, there should be a celebration. It could be a small celebration at home, whatever you like doing. So go with your family out and celebrate these small wins. They will help you and the wiring in your brain to yearn for more such celebrations, and reward yourself for the achievements. One of the things that I have thought of is when I the next small reward is I'm going to get myself a gimbal. A gimbal is something which you will hold in your hand. You will attach your mobile to the gimbal, and then it helps you for smooth transitioning when you are recording yourself. So I could have said that, okay, I'll buy a gimbal, but then set some small targets for yourself and say that if this target happens, I'm going to gift myself this one. So that is rewards achievements. So if self-doubt and confidence is a challenge, just type SC, self-doubt and confidence are your issues, and you are going to work on it. Now, let's go to the third one, which is also a very important challenge with many yoga teachers, is fear of rejection. The first thing that you need to work on is building a community. Now, look at Holistic Health Society. It is a community of yoga teachers, holistic health coaches who come together and want to improve their technology skills, their teaching skills, their soft skills, and become successful yoga teachers, Ayurveda doctors, whatever it could be. So when you are part of a community, you get better support. The same way, when you create a support of supportive network, and you create online forums of your own students or people who are wanting to know more from you. Like Holistic Health Society Coach is a WhatsApp group where I bring in all people who are interested in knowing how to go online as a yoga teacher, how to improve your reach, and how to double your income. The same way, you can also create a community of your students, and they will be the one who will bring in more students. They will be the one who will be encouraging you to take action. So Community building is a very, very important aspect that you have to work on in your for better confidence. The next thing is customer feedback. If I take a session and if I'm not sure of how I'm performing, I might create, I might do the same mistakes. But if you have somebody in your class from whom you can take feedback, initially you can take weekly feedback asking them, how did I perform in the last 1 week? Did I fix the problem that you suggested that I had in my teaching? Is it more clear now? Am I speaking slowly? Am I audible to you? Am I legible? Am I, can you understand me? So when you ask all these open-ended questions, there will be a lot of constructive feedback that you will get from your students. Fix that and it will definitely help you. Many a times you feel, you have the fear that what if I ask the questions and what if they give me some negative feedback? Will that take away my self confidence? So that's another challenge that many yoga teachers face. The next topic is about resilience training. What is resilience? Let me explain this to you. Resilience is that quality of a spider to construct a web every time its web gets destroyed. And resilience is when you get up every time you fall down. You fall down and then you get up. You fall down and then you get up. That is resilience. So for a yoga teacher, resilience is that there might be nobody in your yoga class when you start with. But will you still continue practicing yoga for yourself, even though there are no students? So that is resilience. Resilience is when you have just 3 students. Will you continue your marketing efforts? Will you continue your organic marketing so that you get more and more students? That is resilience for you. Resilience is when you feel that you are not able to make uh, an X amount of money that you wanted to do for that month, but you don't feel dejected. You once again bounce back and then once again work on it. And resilience is all about learning from rejections. When people say, no, I can't come for your yoga class, I'm too busy, I am engaged in something else, I am already going to a gym, I have a lot of work. So these are rejections. Do you take rejections as rejections, or do you take rejections as stepping stone for success? Is what you will have to decide for yourself. If you feel that rejections are temporary, rejections are making you stronger, that is when you will consistently be pushing. Look at yourself. You wanted to buy something which you felt was very much needed for you. But the first time that you saw an advertisement, you did not purchase. The second time, you may or may not have purchased. Third time, you gave a thought to it. Fourth time, you went ahead and asked the price of it. The fifth time, you went ahead, asked the price, but did not make up the mind. The sixth or seventh time, you went ahead, paid money, bought it, and started using it. So probably it has taken 6 or 7 attempts by the shopkeeper to sell you that product. And at the sixth or seventh attempt, you have purchased it. Now reverse that role. You are a yoga teacher. You are inviting people saying that I'm going to help you be healthy, have a great health. People say no. Second time, second month, you go back. They say no. Then something happens in their life where they realize, oh my God, what mistake did I do in your life? Then whom are they going to remember? They're going to remember you because you had resilience. You went back to them with a great sense of commitment that I'm going to help you. So resilience is very, very important if you have this fear of rejection. If fear of rejection is a rejection that a fear that you have, just type FR in the chat box. I know that you have fear of rejection as a fear. So that is very much understandable, but you need to work on it. It's just a matter of time, and I'm sure that we will all be able to overcome. The next thing is imposter syndrome. I'll explain to you what is imposter. This might be a word for some of you You might be hearing it for the first time. अगर हिंदी में बोला जाए, मैं किसी काम का नहीं हूं, मैं निकम्मा हूं, मैं आलसी हूं, आई एम ऑफ नो यूज, आई एम वेरी लेजी, आई डू नॉट have anything in life that I can achieve, I am of no use. So if you are telling this to yourself, then you have an imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is about demeaning yourself, demeaning that you will be able to do it. So if that is a challenge that you have, then my suggestion is to keep a success journal and reflect on positive feedback that you would have received. Now, what is a success journal? Success journal is a notebook. For all those who have joined in Holistic Health Society community, you would have received an idea book. And in that idea book, you should write every day, how did the day went yesterday? What were the wins that I had? Usually we concentrate on our failures and we try to learn on failures. But if we start keeping a success journal, look at how you can overcome. I'll give you an example. I'm lazy by nature, believe me or not. But whenever I feel that I'm lazy, I go back to that time when I cycled from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, 4,000 kilometers in 41 days. Every morning was a strict regimen when I would wake up anywhere between 3 to 5 o'clock in the morning. I would take cold water bath, be it Kashmir or Kanyakumari, and then I would get ready and start anywhere between 4:30 to 4 to 5 o'clock. I would start cycling. This was just to avoid the morning sun heat. Now, whenever I felt let down, whenever I felt that I cannot achieve something great, I remember those times when I was able to push myself. So there is a version of Veer Narayan who was active, who was not lazy. The same would be case with each one of you. You have your own versions when you are good at something else. So remember at those things and then make a note of it in your diary and reflect on the positive feedback that you would have received from many of your friends who would have said that you are good, you did this well in your school, you had this as a strength. So write down all of them and reflect on those positive feedback. So then imposter syndrome, which will be a thing of past. The next and important thing that I see is mentorship. Mentorship from home, mentorship from an experienced teacher. Many in Holistic Health Society come to me saying that they don't know technology, they don't know how to teach online, they don't know how to speak. I've gone through that pain. I understand, I can relate to what you would have felt. I have overcome those by practicing, by going through that journey. You can use me as a mentor and you can tell me where you are stuck. I'm there to help you. The other very important part of mentorship is you just can't have one mentor in life. You will have many mentors. You could also take help from your colleagues in the community itself. They would have done something good. You can say that, hey, I saw your class and you were very good at speaking. You are very good at demonstrating. I love that. Just go and tell this to somebody whose actions you love and see the positive energy that you receive from that person, and that person is ready to teach you. So it's not just mentorship from a mentor, but it's also mentorship from your community members. That is very, very important. And the next step in imposter syndrome is about continual learning. Stay updated with new trends and invest in personal development. New trends could be, in the last 1 year, you might have seen ChatGPT has created an immense impact on all walks of life, including for yoga teachers. The information that you would want to get, the way in which you would want to present the information, the thumbnails that you could create through ChatGPT, it has brought immense, immense, immense value to all of us. So use that. You have to learn how to do it. The other thing when it comes to technology and the imposter syndrome is personal development. In Holistic Health Society, we talk about investing in your learning. Set aside a percentage of your monthly income. It could be 5% or 10%. I would suggest 10% for your personal development, learning new courses, taking new courses, approaching somebody, and then asking for their mentorship. If it's going to cost you, invest in that. That's the best investment that you can do. Investing in yourself to improve your intellectual knowledge is the best investment that you can do. So if you are able to work on these, then imposter syndrome is a part of the past. Imposter syndrome will be part of the past. So if you have imposter syndrome, type IS in the chat, and IS mentions that I had an imposter syndrome, I have an imposter syndrome, but I will work on it. So that is what IS means. If you write this in the chat box that you have or you had imposter syndrome, that's the first step that you're telling yourself that this was a problem or this is a problem, I'm going to work on it. If you do not type it in the chat box, you are telling a lie to yourself if you had imposter syndrome, because admitting what is the truth to yourself is the first step towards overcoming it. Recognizing that you have an imposter syndrome is the first step towards overcoming it. So how do you recognize? You don't go in the streets and shout saying that I have an imposter syndrome. When you are in sessions like this, when your mentor asks you a question, answer it if you feel that you have that as a challenge, and then things will be of that of the past. Now, in the 6 point series, the fifth point that I feel some of you have is fear of visibility. So what is the fear of visibility? Fear of visibility is, what if my company sees me on video? What if my friends point out, oh, you were there on the video, but you are not very looking good, you are looking very shabby? Or they saying that, okay, this was the guy who was in my class, but then now see what he is doing. So all of this is, you want to have a curtain in front of you, and do not want to show your face. I have had many students who would come and ask me, Veer, can I not go online but still become an online coach? That's a question that many have asked me. But my answer is that initially, your face is your brand. You represent yourself. Your brand is you. So show up, show value. So don't try to be behind the camera, be in front of the camera. Add value to people so that they recognize you. And once they recognize you, they will know whom to approach whenever they have problem. So the first step you have to do, if you have FV or fear of visibility, type FV if you have fear of visibility, is start with small audience and gradually increase the class size. How do you do that? For the first class, you can ask your wife or husband to be in the other room and join on a Zoom meeting or Google Meet. So that's the first thing that you can do. Start with 2 or 3 of your friends. Start with a class. Don't wait for the class to be 10 people, 15 people saying that you will start a class, especially if you're new. If you do not have the exposure of going online, taking online class, start with a small class and then keep adding. So as you start taking more and more one-to-many classes, you will start becoming better. Some of you might be taking a one-to-one class and you are comfortable right now because you are able to correct that person. Your complete attention is towards that person. But one-to-many is a total different ball game because you are seeing many people at the same time, and you have to also correct them. You have to also narrate what is the next step. You have to also observe yourself, how you are performing. So all of this is involved when you do a one-to-many class. So practice this with smaller audience to start with, and as you start becoming better, then gradually increase your audience. The second thing is comfort with camera. The first thing that you can start doing is starting doing with just recording your videos. So what does this mean? So just say that you are going to record your class. Think as if a class is running, record it, and then watch yourself back. This should be the first step before you go and ask your spouse or friend to come online and see your class. You have to be your own critic of what you have not done. If you have not done 5 such classes, then believe me, you have not taken concrete steps towards your self development. These 5 recordings that you will do will be a great eye opener for you. So if you commit that you will do at least 5 classes of recording your class and then observing it, just type 5C in the chat box to show me that you are committed to record 5 classes and then watch for yourself how you are in those 5 classes. Great. Fantastic. I love the energy. Thank you so much. Now let's go ahead with the next point in the visibility, fear of visibility point. So as you start doing more and more recordings, you will also improve your camera skills. The last one in this is authentic engagement. Being genuine with interactions and focus on value provided. Many a times, many students come and ask that, how should I look on a camera? My answer is, don't think about makeup. Don't think about lighting. Don't think about background. The best makeup that you can have is being authentic. What is being authentic? Being authentic is being non-flashy. If you have a simple background, let that be. Don't show as if you are in a 5-star hotel with a virtual background. Be authentic. And when you speak, be authentic. If you think that it will take 5 months for the results, mention that it's going to take 5 months. Don't be flashy saying that I will help you in 30 days to lose 30 kgs of weight. Don't overcommit. Be authentic. Authenticity is the best makeup that you can have. And believe me, people will see through you. People will see through what value you have added to them. And that is very, very important for you. The value that you add is what people will see. So you have written that if you have a fear of visibility, start working on from today with these inputs that I have given. The last and the final one that I have kept for all of you when it comes to overcoming fears and doubts and challenges for a new yoga teacher is balancing personal and professional life. So what is this? Time management. We have so much commitment towards our class that we fail to understand that we are an individual, we are part of a family, and we have other responsibilities as well, as a mother, father, as a husband, as a wife, as a parent, as a brother, sister. So all these are responsibilities what you have to take care along with being a yoga teacher. So that one thing that I would suggest is structuring your classes and prioritizing your tasks effectively will help you. So now what is structuring your class? Within class, the time management aspect is that you have a flow that if I have today, I have to take a class where I will have opening prayer, pranayama, then I will have Surya Namaskara, and I'll have cyclic meditation, and I'll end with relaxation technique. Write it down. Let there be a structure for what class you are going to go. Just don't start saying that let us start a class. If you don't have a structure, you will fail. Like in today's session, I have a structure in place of what all points I need to speak. And the flow is in such that would have already thought this is the flow for my class. The same way for your asanas class or for your pranayama class, you should have a flow of how you are going to take. The next thing is self-care routine. Many a times we say that you have to have uh, regular food, timely food. You should have good rest and you should have healthy diet. When we don't follow what we preach, people see through you. So be authentic and practice what you preach, which is very, very important. Practicing what you preach is very important. And as a yoga teacher, I know life is not very relaxed. You move from one class to the other class. You take a lot of online and offline classes. Offline classes has its own challenge, like you need to travel from one part of the city to the other. There are climatic conditions. Sometimes it might be raining. Sometimes it will be very hot. You go from non-AC room to AC room. So all these are challenges. In addition, when you're taking online classes, being on screen for a longer period of time, speaking for a longer period of time will hurt your throat. All these are challenges. But how do you overcome those challenges? Those challenges you overcome by one thing that I suggest you should do is relaxing. Set up very with good knowledge. How many classes can you take? And you have set up your classes in such a way that you have some breaks in between. And this setting up of boundaries will help you. What are the hours that you are going to work? And you have to communicate clearly that you are not accessible to your students from this time to this time. So that is when you will have great sleep. If you want to take a nap in the afternoon, make sure that you let people know that you're not available between these times. So these 6 steps, what I feel, will be of great help to new yoga teachers who want to overcome fears, doubts, and challenges. One is fear of technology. Let us summarize. Fear of technology. Look at technology, something which you can ride a horse, but you need to do it step by step. Second is self-doubt and confidence issues. Work slowly and then get confident. Fear of rejection, start with small classes and then increase. Imposter syndrome, feeling that you are of no use, and that can be overcome by telling yourself that you've been successful in the past, and also have small wins that you achieve whenever you start something new and when you were successful. Fear of visibility, leave that. Nobody will judge you from what you are. It is what you are giving back to society, what you are giving back to your friends, your family is important. So don't fear visibility. Be visible, be a brand, great brand to recall. And last is balancing personal and professional life. These are the 6 points that I feel as a yoga teacher or holistic health coaches, all of you might at some point in time face these challenges. It's only through practice, it's only through dedication that you can overcome this. My name is Veer Narayan Kulkarni. I am the founder and CEO of Holistic Health Society. I help yoga teachers and other holistic health coaches like Ayurveda doctors, homeopathy doctors, naturopathy doctors, healers, physiotherapists, psychologists, healers to overcome their fear of going online. I am available for you on Holistic Health Society. You can get in touch with me by writing to me at veer@veerkulkarni.com. If you have liked this video, please do comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day.